So everything that I've been documenting for 6+ years now is actually continuing to go on, with few exceptions, thankfully. I have discussed numerous times directly with the higher power and the authority that these situations needed to be addressed and how exactly they should be addressed moving forward. And I've been promised on a number of occasions that these situations would not be permitted to continue. I have several appointments today that I need to follow through with, but I've been sitting in my car since approximately 11:23, between 11:23 and 11:28, waiting for Xavier, who is standing in the hallway, blow drying a pair of panties, wearing the same dress for 3.5 weeks. If you've been following along, you'd know very clearly that Xavier has never been gay, a cross-dresser, wearing a dress, flat ironing his hair, putting on makeup, wearing pearls. So it almost seems like when they can't get me to die with the lies that Dylan tells and the assault that contains all of this derogatory, abusive bullying in my comments, that they then move it on to the next person who has a direct line of contact to me. And here in the United States of America, where I live, the United States of America, where I live, all of the things that have gone on and that continue to take place as of this very day in these comments would be deemed unlawful. So I'm truly wondering, at what point is the higher power planning to get involved and put a hard stop on all of this? Because I've never been the problem here, but there's definitely a problem here. I like to get up in the morning at a reasonable hour, put on my clothing, wash my face, brush my teeth, send a text message to my children asking how they're doing, if they need anything, get in my car and immediately go to work. I have 2 appointments this morning. I asked my husband to be ready by yesterday. I literally said, pack your bags that you carry with us on a day-to-day, set them next to the door. Let me remind you that the court system, the juvenile court system at Ogden Avenue, the judges and state's attorneys whose names I've been threatened with a felony conviction if I mention, who currently have separated me from my 2-year-old son, Weston, both unlawfully as well as unethically, without cause. Those people have deemed that I am the mentally unwell individual. Xavier has been accountable to nothing. He has not seen a doctor. He has not gone in front of any sort of advocacy, victim service, resources for income, nothing. I have defended him at every turn. I have defended myself at every turn. I have documented thoroughly and have copies of all of that documentation uploaded into the court's database of electronic record keeping, which is referred to as SharePoint. Every piece of evidence that disputes the claims that they are using to keep me from my child have already been uploaded to that cloud-based system. So any third party with the appropriate credentials would be able to take a look at that and then advocate for the situation. But I haven't seen my 2-year-old son since April 20th. April 20th. He's 2. I have a 12-year-old little girl. I should be taking her to the pool on summer vacation. I have an 18 and a 19-year-old son and daughter. I've made this video too many fucking times. You people continue to look the other way and allow them to harm me over and over and over again. You waste my time, my energy, my money. I have worked 7 days a week for the last 2 years approximately. Prior to that, I was being held in a tent where I was sending upwards of 5,000 resumes in desperate search of employment. You have fat ladies who are claiming to be me, getting their hair cut in the same way that I have my hair cut, walking around my unit. You have threats against my physical safety. You have prevented me from packing my things and leaving. You've taken away my visits. You've accused me of being a child abuser or neglecting my child before he was even born. None of which is real. I didn't do any of that. And now every single day, whether I wake up at 6 a.m., 8 a.m., or 10 a.m., when I try to remove this person from my home, get him into the car. This is my husband. We've been together just under 5 years. We have a child together. And now he is cross-dressing every day. You put me in a space of public humiliation repeatedly to accomplish whatever your own selfish goals are. I haven't been able to see my mom, my sister, my dad, my grandma, my aunts, my uncles for years. Since Dylan got home. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know a way out. They continue to stalk me, harass me, threaten my life, my physical safety, my finances. This man is in the hallway of my building, blow drying his underwear, while the court system and he and his dad and his mom are entitled to see my son. I don't think that I could be or could have ever been more forthcoming about what's going on. I've given every honest, 100% truthful, to the best of my ability and knowledge, description of what's been going on. I don't harm anyone in any of these ways. I'm not sure of the point. I can't put my car in park and go upstairs and ask him to please come down because he threatened to kick my door in. He is clearly very unstable at this point, and the only way that it seems to get better is if I get him in the car and drive away. I don't know what to do. This is not my life. There's a lot of really bad people around that they don't usually allow around me. It scares me a lot. They said they were going to put us back into our own box. But here they all are. All of these antagonists. No, if I'm fat, then they have skinny versions of me saying I'm doing something wrong. If I'm skinny, then they have fat versions of me saying I'm doing something wrong. It never fucking ends. It never fucking ends. It's 11:54 now. That's about 35-40 minutes of me asking this person to please, my husband, to please get out of the hallway and get in the car so that I can go accomplish the things that I need to do. Yesterday, I gave him a warning that I needed to leave by 8 or 9 a.m., that I had things to do today. I've had to change my phone number another 3 times. Just since we got into the DCFS, maybe 4. Just since we got into the DCFS system. 4 times. With or without court involvement, this has been an absolute abuse. I don't even know what to call it. I don't know what to call it. There is no one I have had contact with at all other than Xavier for the last almost 5 years, besides my children over the phone. There's no one else. So if people are telling you they're my son, they're my daughter, they're my friend, they're lying. You guys can all just stay with me. Literally not a single day over the last however many years has Xavier taken this long. He doesn't even have legal access to my building without me being present. He's being blatantly disrespectful, refusing to listen, refusing to do his job as a husband, and I don't really know where to go from here. He calls weed his medicine, smokes wherever the fuck he feels like it. I cannot control him. I don't, and then I'm taking the blame, and the courts are saying I'm crazy. And then just as soon as that narrative is disproved, he's back normal again, and everything's fine. And we're going on about our business with no issues. Zero consistency, nothing but abuse against me. It needs to be taken care of immediately, like right now. Like right now. Then they've got some fat lady who is roughly the same size as Xavier wearing the same dress as him. They're wearing the exact same dress. This is not for entertainment, you guys. I swear to God, on my life, to God, to Satan, to Allah, to whoever you believe in. This is really going on. Like, I'm not fucking kidding. I don't know what to do. I would say indictments would be a good place to start. No, with all of this going on, I still have to go interact with people and say, hi, how are you? Fabulous, thank you so much. I'm here to pick up ... It's ridiculous. This is obscene. One night they're threatening to rape me. The next night they're threatening to throw me out of my own apartment. The next night they're threatening to steal money out of my bag. The next night they're threatening that Xavier's going to be a fucking trans, whatever the word is. It's like there is no fucking peace at all. And I am in an apartment that doesn't even have a shower. This is nothing along the lines of my normal line of content creation. They don't allow me to do things that make me feel or look good around this demographic. This is very clearly a very lacking in confidence, easy to upset, jealous, antagonistic demographic. Anytime that I appear to look like I know what I'm talking about, like I appear to look clean, they begin to deploy strategic forms of assault against my efforts. And I want to be very clear. My efforts are just to live my life. Just to live my life in the absence of peace. In the absence of destructive behavior, in the presence of peace, happiness, etc. It's fucking exhausting. I'm sorry, what was that, ma'am?
I said, can you please move up a little bit so I can park right there? I can't back in there.
Oh, no problem. Gross. No, she's like yelling at me, going like this in my window, and then I open the window and I'm just nice. And that's a fucking problem too. It doesn't matter what I do. They send people around. They have no lives. They have no goals. They have no nothing. They're scumbag people. I don't want anything to do with any of them. I don't want to help them. I don't want to hurt them. I want to get the fuck out of here. You are not to have any drug paraphernalia in my car. Put your bowl or whatever else in an airtight container in your bag and put it in the trunk. So now it's an hour after the time I was supposed to be at my appointment, but, Xavier doesn't seem to care. I don't live the life where I force my partner to go hungry. If I'm eating, he's eating. If we don't have enough money to eat, then we don't have enough money to eat. But if I'm buying food for myself, I share right down the middle with my husband. That's the way I am in life, period. All across the board. All across the board. So they took over Xavier with a bitch, and they're asking me if I deserve to have well-maintenance nails. Why doesn't he get his nails done? This is my 40-year-old man husband, father of my son.
I didn't see anything.
So they can bleed me for more money and make me feel like a bad person because I pay $30 once a month to get my fingernails fucking painted. And I just want to be clear with everyone. I go to a lady who charges $30 for acrylic nails. They do not chip. They do not break. I have been going to this lady for about a year now. And I went to someone else last week, and in the first week, first of all, that lady robbed me. After telling me it was $30, she charged me $100, did the shittiest job ever, and I'm not going to give her name because I don't want to ruin her business if she was, just inexperienced or needs more practice. But what it felt like was she did a terrible job and overcharged me significantly. And I'm not happy with it, with any of it. I work 7 days a week. I handle people's food. I handle human beings. I transport things, people, places. I go to stores. I interact with business people. I need to have a well-maintained physical appearance. Do you want someone to deliver your food who looks gross, homeless, or disgusting? No, that's not rude. That's not mean. That's normal. That's healthy. Hey, I'd like the person who handles my belongings to take a fucking shower every once in a while and, not be, I have an ingrown toenail. I specifically read online that, and every single time I go to my ladies, they remove it. There's no problem. I swear to God to you, I deviated from my normal lady, and this lady, she cut the ingrown toenail like this. Like this. There's a triangle on my toenail. You remove an ingrown toenail by pulling it straight out. It's a long thing. You don't... I've been dealing with this every single day, and I have court again in 2 weeks, and I need to have advocacy at that court date, and they do not allow me to record audio or video. They do not allow me to pull transcripts. They do not allow me to review evidence on SharePoint. Nothing. And I swear to God to you guys, if this was about anything other than my own flesh and blood child, I would just forget it. But I can't leave Weston there. That's my baby. How do I just leave him there? They keep telling me that he's with Xavier's mother, but Xavier's mother leaves my text messages on read. For the last year, she gets along with me just fine, calls me regularly, meets up with us for lunch, goes to doctor's appointments, and all of a sudden, because she decides that she gets to pull the puppet strings, she gets to dictate whether or not she gives me insight as to whether or not my 2-year-old is safe and all right. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility. Do I seem like I feel very tranquil? Provide for the common defense. Seems like it'd be a pretty common defense for anyone that to not want their 2-year-old to be kidnapped from them, right? Promote the general welfare. The general welfare? Does it seem like me and mine are doing well? Secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. For the United States of America. I saw a whole bunch of content today saying that Bluetooth and radio frequencies have been being manipulated on location devices so that when you're using any sort of, have you guys heard of, Xavier, what is that tracking family device software that we were using? Life 360 or Connect 360 or something? Which one? Life 360? You're supposed to be able to turn on the phones of your loved ones via secure connection, and then you know where they are and they know where you are. And now I've already been posting that they've been using, and I swear to God I'm not making this up. Like, I have no reason to lie. None at all whatsoever. That they've been tampering with my phone numbers, my email addresses, my bank accounts, that I've had to switch my bank account like 10 times. Everyone thinks, oh, Heather, she must be living the good life, doing all sorts of fraud and this and that. No, actually, if you go to my Insta and my Facebook, I showed an entire video. I have a basket this big of leggings, another basket this big of t-shirts. I wear the same blazer every single day, or shirts, button-up shirts or whatever. And I wear some boots that have like the leather peeling off the back of the heels. I wear that every single day pretty much. I have 3 pairs of Nike gym shoes, a yellow and black pair, a white and blue like high top pair, white and black like high top pair, and 1 pair of Air Maxes that have hunter green in the Nike part and black and white. That's it. That's what I have. Oh, and chanclas, a pair of chanclas. That's what I have. Maybe a couple of miscellaneous other items here or there that I picked up at Burlington, you know. That's it. That's what I have. They stole my socks. I bought 10 pairs of crew socks from Nordstrom's. Gone. I bought a pair of Ralph Lauren socks. This is for 2 years I'm working, right? So if I decide, you know what? I'm going to buy myself a couple pair of socks over the next 4 weeks. I'm going to go buy myself some socks that are nice, that feel good, that don't have holes in them. I'm wearing leggings. 2-3 inches of my leg is exposed in my fucking leggings because I'm 5'9" on my flat foot, which is the correct height to be a fashion model. not a fucking victim. No, that girl is probably 5'5" or 5'6" at best. The point is, I had all of my Ralph Lauren socks stolen. My Nordstrom socks stolen. It's not that expensive. If you go to Nordy's and you see a 4-pack of crew socks that are $23, why would you get mad at me for purchasing those? Why would that upset anyone? I work 7 days a week. I miss my children endlessly. Endlessly. I want to be with my children. I want to be in a big house where my children can have their own space. I can have my own space. We can do whatever we want. We don't have to be right next to each other all the time, you know? I don't like all of these intentionally curated dramatic setups that they continue to engage in. If I'm about to put on lotion, randomly the light changes from red to green. This is not me having a paranoid perspective. This is me with witnesses and testimony documenting thoroughly that this has been going on for an extended period of time with ample proof and protections, including but not limited to a little technological feature that I like to call camera eyes. So even when you don't think anyone is watching, they are. So what is stopping solutions from being created? Do you know that I went to do an order, or was it a personal order? I believe it was a personal order for Uber or an Uber. No, that wasn't it. It wasn't an Uber customer. Anyways, I went to an establishment and I went to pick up some food. And I was told by someone who worked there that I should not use ChatGPT or have confidence in AI. What is AI? Automated intelligence, artificial intelligence, alien intelligence. That I should neither have confidence in these intelligences, nor should I partake in use of them because it takes too much fresh water to cool the system down. I live 3 fucking blocks away from Lake Michigan. In the wintertime, if it rains or snows, the lake rises to the point where certain parts of the lake of Lakeshore Drive have to be shut down. You can't drive over it. There's so much fucking fresh water. I don't know what it is, you know? I don't know what it is. I know that technology exists. I know that artificial technology exists. I know that artificial AI exists. I know that there are numerous application-based forms of technology that I'm being withheld from accessing. I know that I have 2 Apple devices that have been abandoned by a third party that I've been carrying in my purse for a little under a year, that I believe, given access to, would open many new doors for me. I was forced to bring those phones to someone who was going to allegedly unlock them, but they spent 2 hours downloading all of the information and contents of the phones onto their server and then gave it back to me. I'm not an idiot, despite what you may think. I don't want to make live videos. I don't want to make any fucking videos at all. They take over control of my accounts and force me through antagonistic behavior that feels endless. I want my children, I want to be rich, and I want to get the fuck out of here. I don't want any of you to know me. Please identify me by my biometrics. Yes. I told him I said, listen, I said, with all due respect, sir, I'm not a dummy, okay? I was driving around the city of Chicago 20 years ago where people were spending $20 to do carrier unlocks. 20 fucking bucks in 2005. We're in 2026. I don't need a carrier unlock. I need a passcode reset. You mean to tell me you can't give me a fucking passcode reset? It's like they take over our bodies' free will and desires and say, well, you've done enough living your own life. We're going to task you with a fucking filthy amount of bullshit to do. It won't make you happy and you're not going to feel fulfilled doing it, but oh well. Oh, and we may or may not compensate you for it. So basically what I'm asking for at this point in my career is for Will Smith himself to come down from the hills or wherever he hides or resides or lives or what have you, and to share with, what is his partner's name? Tommy Lee Jones. And Xavier and I, moving forward, will only be taking training advice from Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones because they've got me around some fucking abnormal beings. I don't know how to classify these individuals. And these individuals seem to be behaving in ways that the United States Constitution cannot address. So I need Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones, come on down. I'll tell you what I'm currently experiencing. Here's the handoff. WS and TLJ. We've got doppelgangers all around. Larger ones, smaller ones, taller ones, skinnier ones. Everywhere you look. They're doing doppelgangers of not just my own family members, but also people who I knew for 5 minutes 30 years ago. They've been extracting OTL regularly, whether I'm willing to share or not. And I'm talking about classified information. We've got different, I'm not quite sure what to call them. Antagonists, I guess, would be the best description. Taking form of various familiar as well as unfamiliar bodies that will sometimes have a seemingly identical spiritual presence or facial, not features, expressions. Voices that do the same. And there was something they were referring to as a voice box in my larynx that you could see visibly from the outside. There were like 6 lines going up from the voice box. And when they start doing these things, everything is weird. You know, they inhibit my ability to place phone calls. If I attempt to make a phone call to 911, there's some drama. Xavier, why are you putting your toes near my elbow? Where are your shoes? No, they're not. From where? Walgs? There's no CVS coming up. There's a Walgs. White Jeep V882775 Grand Cherokee. I need to go straight across. If you can move up, I can go straight across. Thanks.
Just stay here. Just stay here. Be right back.
Numerous instances of curated environmental stress when I appear to enter an environment that otherwise seems completely empty. No one is there. There is no one attempting to drive by. There is no one attempting to use the crosswalk. There is no activity at all whatsoever. As soon as I enter into the environment, numerous antagonists from all angles. Walkers coming here, walkers going there, cars trying to go in the direction that I'm coming from. There's a line that they put on my face from my nose to here, only on the right side. Mind you, I've had 10 mLs of Juvederm, Restylane, Revanesse, and Botox since I was 27. And they did the same thing to numerous other people on my team's content. I'm sorry. Did you say on my team? So the couple responsible for destroying my life, sharing slanderous narratives about me, having me removed out of my house, taking most of my money and resources, what else? Stealing my Cadillac CTS and driving it while I was being held against my will on a 7-day psychiatric hold at the CBH after you know who said I was going to murder him and myself. That's my team. That's who they're implying is my team. And then these weird things that they do to my face that do not appear there, they do that to my team as well. So one day I'm giving, testimony on my social or on my phone for my own record keeping. And 3 days later, I'm seeing in circulation the same distinguishing mark on the face that I used to have, that I no longer have, on the face of my team members. What this leads me to believe is that there is an external, intentional, and malicious effort that is being taken to either cause confusion, hysteria, or mental impairment. If someone was trying to share something, that had any sort of... Do you have anything with sugar in it? I could get my own thing. I just asked if you had anything with sugar in it. I could do my own understanding and my own action taking and planning if I had information that was reliable about what is causing these things to take place. I don't drink coffee, Xavier, but thank you for your permission for me to spend my money. I really appreciate that. If I move up to a light to make a left-hand turn, and I've made a left-hand turn at that light hundreds of times before, when I get to that light, they say, there's no left-hand turn permitted here. I've been making a fucking left-hand turn at this light for the last 5 years. What do you mean there's no left-hand turn permitted here? Tomorrow, when I wake up and come back to the same intersection, there's a left-hand turn permitted there again. These people are gross. They're fucking gross. And I just want them away from me. That's it. I don't go making problems for anyone. I don't, harm anyone. I literally am so over it. Like, so over it, literally. If this is supposed to be my vacation or my downtime, you're fucking up. Seriously. Because I don't have any peace here at all whatsoever. I want to be with my children. I want to live in an environment where I'm not subjected to predatory engagements, people, situations. And that's it. I'm not fucking asking for that much. I want a partner that doesn't barricade me in my apartment every single fucking morning, without exception, for 3 to 4 hours. If I wake up at 8 a.m., I'm not getting out the door until noon. Not because I'm not ready. If I wanted to be stressed out and freaked out and low on funds and working 7 days a week to barely survive and all of that shit, I would have just continued to suffer in welfare. That would have been a better outcome. I would have had every day off. Hi, put me on Section 8, give me a link card, and allow me to have 30 babies so that I get $10,000 a month worth of link, and my babies and I are going to stay home and do fucking cake baking and cake decorating for the rest of our lives. No, I'm here working 7 days a week for barely enough money that I know how to function, be responsible for myself. I have to shut down these bullshit narratives that are being permitted by the courts with regards to my mental fitness. This is on a daily basis that I am having to do this. And do you think that if it was just, oh, the courts think I'm crazy, silly courts, that I would give a fuck? No. They're using it to keep me from my children, my babies. These are not my babies like some random guy walking around down the street, some random lady walking around down the street who thinks that, you know, they know me from somewhere and they call me mom. These are my children that at one point in time I shared a heartbeat with in my uterus. This is not some weird fucking lady who goes around having predatory sex with people and then they call her mom. No. No. This is real life biology. I should have been at my appointment at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. I'm not even to Elmhurst yet. And I have to go to Elmhurst before I go to my appointment. Xavier stood in my hallway this morning while I cried on and off of a live after begging him to please stop engaging abusively with me. I've done nothing to you. I don't even fucking owe you a fucking thing. You came to where I was and you said, I'm taking you to a safe house at the Stone Street address.
That's over with. That's over with.
What's over with?
That's not anything based on reality.
You didn't tell me that your brother was the district attorney?
You may as well stop saying that.
Did you or did you not tell me that your brother was the district attorney in this region?
It wasn't related to... I didn't know who you were.
You knew who I was, and you came up to me and promised that you were taking me to a home, a house on Stone Street where I could live with my 3 children, Vivi, Lewis, and Alexis. Weston was not even born yet.
I took you to a home, but it had nothing to do with my family. Nothing.
What are you talking about? It had nothing to do with your family. Let me tell you exactly what happened. Xavier told me his brother was the DA or working with the DA. I have been filing charges against people for the last 10 years, trying to get assistance with these fucked up situations they've continued to put me in. And he tells me Come on. After an undercover cop drops me off there, this is not for a set. This is not for entertainment. I swear to God, swear to Satan, swear to Allah, swear to whoever you believe, whoever your higher powers, whoever you believe in. That's who I swear to. An undercover officer with a badge, Juan, brought me to that location. His son, Louis, is the one who drove me there. My son's name is also Louis, so don't get it confused. Xavier came there on his Zumo bike with a job, wearing a Levi's jean jacket, regular Nike Freeze gym shoes, and a nice t-shirt. He wasn't dirty. He didn't smell like shit. He wasn't homeless. And he most certainly wasn't wearing a dress. We agreed about a month or two after going to the Stone Street address, which, as I said, was supposedly my house now. I was awarded that house. That was for me and my children to be safe and protected after everything we went through. My children and I didn't get to go to that house once together. I was in that house with Xavier for 2 months, and then someone else came in and threw us out and said we had to wait in the garage until they left. Yeah, I'm telling the truth. What else is new? I always tell the truth.
Do you believe in love of your end?
As I said, we were promised some things that were never delivered. My family and I. I've been a very good contributing member of society. I've gone above and beyond to consider the desires and needs of others and never to behave in a way that permitted anyone else's desires to trump my needs or the needs of my children or anyone else's children. That doesn't mean that I'm a doormat, and that doesn't mean that it's my responsibility to pay anyone else's fucking bills. I worked in healthcare at Northwestern Hospital with doctors Renee Aronson, Linda Maletti, Carly Scamra, Walter Stoller, Byron Starr, Susan Burke, Beju Maldi, Elizabeth Grossman, Dr. Patel, Dr. Kiran Nimagata, Dr. Alan Shepard, Dr. Yvonne Curran, Dr. Anjali Gopal, Dr. Robert Havey, Dr. Kenneth Arbetter, diabetic educator Melissa Sujak, I knew many nurses, medical assistants, lab staff, receptionists. Northwestern was a paper chart facility, CLSMA. When I began working there, we began implementing electronic medical records through AthenaNet and Epic. I need my life back. I need my house back. I need my children to be brought to safety and protected from whatever these people have got going on. I need regular communication with them and access to them. I need to be able to share meals with them, enjoy holidays. Dr. Lee was the plastic surgeon. Stacy was his front desk receptionist. Everything that I said on this live broadcast is 1000% truth. I want my life back now. I want to go home to my children and my family. I want my house. I'll be right back.
What's up, mother F's? Puta Maria. Who is Puta Maria? Puta Maria. Let's take the car. No, I can't drive. And plus, I'm shaving my legs. I'm shaving my legs. Fucking son of a bitches. Say the truth. You have to wait for my book to come out then, don't you? Weston looks just like me. Thank you. Thank you. Love you. Puta Maria. I'm a classy broad. I am a classy broad. You understand? I don't know how long she's gonna take. These are some other finds. Flats. Classy. Keeping it classy with this pearl necklace too, as well. Yeah, I love my family. It's very demure. Thank you. I think it's very devout. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Love you guys. We're down the street from this hookah place that we went to in Mayfair, and it's really weird. It's really weird, and there's a bunch of like Somalians in there. Shit, here she comes, dude.
The Purex is on sale for $1.99 from $9.